Okay, this video, I'm going to show you the mechanics of linear approximation. I'm going to show you a different video on visually what that's talking about, probably in the Think Well curriculum. There's a pretty good video of visually showing you what that looks like. But let's go ahead and get started. So linear approximation, this kind of not italic, but L is equal to the original function plus the derivative function times delta x. So you have to identify, giving this information, what is the function? Well, think about this as stuff and equate stuff with x. So that function is x to the fourth, right? What's the x value? So what you're looking for is, and sometimes you're going to have a fourth root. So what you're looking for is integers, the closest integer. Well, the closest integer to 0.96 is 1. So there's our x. Now we need to find our derivative. Well, our derivative of x to the fourth is 4x cubed, and now we have to find our delta x. Well, remember, delta x is x2 minus x1. Well, this is x2, so if this is x, 0.96 is delta x. Well, that's negative 0.04. I don't want you to leave it in decimal value, so that means negative 4/100ths, but 4 goes into 100, so negative (1/25). That's the same thing as negative 4/100. So now that we have defined our values, we're just going to, so the x will go there, and then the delta x, I think I just reversed the colors. That's probably not good. Yikes. If I wanted to stay consistent with what I was doing before, I would maybe do that. All right, so we're going to put this in. So it's the linear approximation is the function, which is x to the fourth, plus the derivative function, 4x cubed, times the delta x. All right, now we're going to plug in values. So 1 is our x, so 1 to the fourth, plus 4 times 1 cubed. Well, that's easy. That's 1 plus 4, but this is 4 times, and our delta x is negative 1/25. So now you just 1 to the fourth is 1, and then this negative times positive is negative, so that's going to be 4/25. And then remember, we're going to want this to have the same denominator, so we can just write this as 25/25. So what I did there. And so the linear approximation is approximately 21/25, or about 0.84. All right, we'll try now. All right, here's a trig example of linear approximation. So you first find what your f of x is and your x value, and then you find the derivative and the delta x value. All right, so that just says, remember what we said, it is cosine of stuff, right? Right there is cosine of stuff, and remember I said equate stuff with x. So the function is cosine x. The x value, well, what's the degree on the unit? Think about unit circle, an angle that is really close to 91 degrees. Well, that would be 90 degrees. Another way to think about 90 degrees is, in fact, you should really convert it to radians, would be pi halves. I didn't in this video, but I should have. Pi halves. And then f prime of x, well, the derivative of cosine x is negative sine x times the derivative of the theta, but the theta is x, so just times 1. You don't have to write that. And then the delta x is, well, 91. So remember, 91 is the x2. The x is 90. But we don't want to leave it in 1 degree form. We want to always write it in radians. So remember to convert to radians. It's the degree times pi over 180, because those two are the same value, just in different forms. Well, that's just pi over 180. All right. And you take all those values and you go ahead and plug it in. So the linear approximation is the function subtract the derivative times delta x. That's what this says right here. The function, plus, the reason why that's subtract is because the derivative of cosine is negative. There we go. Ooh, close call. All right, and now we plug in 90 degrees or pi halves, 90 degrees or pi halves, and then pi over 180. And I really should have done this, pi halves. Because we want this in radians, we should put this in radians. If you want to, using your calculator, type in 90 degrees, that's fine. And then you'll see that when you type in cosine 90 at 0 degrees, or if you think about the unit circle, at 90 degrees, the x value is 0, the y value is 1. All right. And then the y value, sine of pi halves or 90 degrees, is 1. So right here, times delta x, pi over 180. So you get negative